This evening, President David Granger talks prison reform. Opposition leader slams Natural Resources Minister Raphael Trotman. Several key government positions to soon be filled, according to Minister of State. Conflict in Parliament shot down by the Speaker of the House. In the region, in Venezuela, the U.S. and others respond to the crisis in that nation. And, internationally, British Prime Minister Theresa May calls for early voting.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramville Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. I don't want to build more prisons. I want to build more workshops and more schools. This was President David Granger's response when he was asked by a reporter on the most recent public interest show if he is concerned about former prisoners who find it hard to get a job because of their incarceration record. Andrew Weeks reports.
It was Acting Director of Prisons Gladwell Samuels who had stated that the Guyana Prison Service will soon be launching a public education program to help remove the stigma attached to ex-prisoners. President David Granger, on his most recent public interest show, confirms this.
Yes, there is a plan to improve and expand the training facilities at Mazruni so that the pre-release training school or training would take place there. And then they can come out on the street being equipped for employment.
President Granger gave his own take on the stigma situation prisoners faced when released.
Part of the problem is the actual qualification, not necessarily the punishment which they receive, but the fact is, are they qualified to be masons, joiners, whatever it is. And I have been very impressed with the performance of some persons who have been in other institutions, women prisoners particularly, to be serious about work and to go back into society with their skills and live a straight life. So I don't like building more prisons. I prefer building more workshops and more schools. That's what I said in the case when I first came in. I said I don't want to see young people in jail. I want to see them in school. And what you're saying is exactly what I would like to see. But I would feel that it would be more prudent to have the training while they're still in the system than outside the system.
The President said that is why he wants the Mazruni prisons to be a training ground to reform prisoners for a life after.
Yes, after the March riots in 2016, I visited the Mazruni prison, which is our largest prison, with the Minister of Public Security, and we examined the workshop in Mazruni, and we felt that that would be the site for training prisoners. It is difficult to try to track them down after they've left the system. And I think both the Minister and I agreed that the training could be done there in the period prior to their release. We need to, security is one issue because of the persons who had caused the riot in the Georgetown prison. So, I mean, I don't want to have more prisoners, I'd like to, while they're enjoying the clothing and shelter and the food from the state, maybe get them, it's a form of schooling for them, okay?
According to the release from the GPS, it says that the main mandate of the Guyana Prison Service is to ensure prisoners are rehabilitated and properly reintegrated into society upon release. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Today, opposition leader Barrett Jagdeo accused Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman of a lack of clarity in regards to Guyana's petroleum industry, calling his ministry's budgetary allocations as a, quote, personal slush fund. Here's more.
It is spending money that we don't have as yet, building hopes for the future. And Trotman has a slush fund that he's using to do politics.
Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman has been touring the nation speaking to business persons, citizens, and other relevant stakeholders about Guyana's petroleum industry. On Tuesday, opposition leader Barrett Jagdeo alleged that Minister Trotman is utilizing this as a personal, quote, slush fund.
Trotman set aside a huge sum of money in the budget, and he is using this money as a slush fund, ostensibly for consultations around the country. But it is a huge slush fund.
The PPP executive accuses Trotman of this and offers less costly and more effective means to communicate Guyana's oil future to the public.
He could easily do a newsletter and with clear or print a clear article about their approach to oil and gas and hand it out to people. 10,000 copies and say, here is what's going to be done. We are going to insist that we build capacity in Guyana, so we are doing the following things. Thirdly, we are putting in place a sovereign wealth fund. And as part of the sovereign wealth fund, here is how you will access the fund. And then these are the sectors would benefit. You don't need to go out and spend tens of millions of dollars talking often to 7 persons like a tapajinga.
Jagdeo speaks of capacity building. This capacity building would most likely come in the form of oil refining. Minister Raphael Trotman had proposed the construction of a $500 million oil refinery at Crab Island in Berbice. Given the immense cost of the project, Jagdeo is confident that the Crab Island project will be so racked with delays that it will not be completed by his 2020 deadline. In fact, he is willing to bet that it will not be done in time.
Politically, I was going to place a wager that would be unbelievable, that this will not be completed. Put a political wager. This will not be completed. They are living up in the sky. Who is going to put $500 million?
The opposition leader views Minister Trotman's method as less than genuine. In fact, he accuses Trotman of peddling false hope for the future of the oil and gas sector of Guyana. He also accuses Trotman of utilizing these events as campaigning for the next election. Coming up on Headline News after the break, several key public service positions to soon be filled, and Speaker of the House shuts down conflict in Parliament.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Fabulous Styles, it's your time to shine for the best in plus and regular sizes for both male and female for any occasion. From elegant designers dresses to stylish costume jewelry, your choice is Fabulous Styles. Come check us out on Durban Street, 3 doors from First Assembly Church, or call us on 225-8932 or 623-7895. Fabulous Styles, a time to shine.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Look Look no further for the latest Easter weekend outfits. Come to Colors on Rob Street and check out our new arrivals. Just arrived is a fresh variety of Puma sneakers, Jordan Retros, Adidas Superstar, Nike Huaraches, Lacoste, and a large collection of Timberlands for kids, ladies, and gents. Colors now have in stock Nike slippers with sizes up to size 18. Get the latest in ladies' clothing, including jeans, tops, dresses, and Ocean Pacific footwear. So hurry now to Colors for the latest arrivals and Easter specials on selected items.
It's the Easter season and Benjamin's Bakery has lots to give you, our loyal customers. Benjamin, this Ash Thursday, give you fresh cross buns hot from our ovens just in time for the Easter holiday. Savor the moment. Not only our cross buns will be ready, but your bread and all your favorite pastries too. So remember, get your hot cross buns from Benjamin's Bakery in Buxton on the east coast of Demerara. Check out our vendors located across the region. You can't miss us. Our logo and freshness from our bakery says it all. Make your cross buns order today. Call us on 612-2033, 625-4030. It's Benjamin's Bakery. We are second to none.
Bartica Regatta Committee welcomes you from April 15th to the 17th for Regatta 2017. Come see Christopher Martin and D Major at the big Saturday night concert. Sunday, 8 of Bartica's Best. Fight for the Miss Bartica Regatta 2017 crown. Monday, Powerboat Racing Finals. Pomeroon invades Bartica, led by father-son speedster Neil and Clint Gonzalez. Challenges Bartica's reigning champ Dave Scott and Jose Jordan. The 2017 Easter Regatta Festival, April 15th to the 17th. Sponsored by the Guyana Tourism Authority, Bank Salt Service Station, and Simacol, ROI Resort El Dorado Trading, and PK International.
Yes, let's get it on. Total U Plus is introducing the bridal collection. We sell bridal gowns with over 150 styles to choose from, including bridal gowns for Muslim brides. We also sell bride and bridesmaid gloves, tiaras, petals, flower girl baskets, bridal pins, just married signs for vehicles, guest books and pens, aisle runners, veils, table placement holders, garters. Yes, the complete collection. Come see our bridal display in store. Total U Plus Bridal Collection, Fraggity's Mall, booth number 16. Let's get it on.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
The Ombudsman and a number of public service positions are soon to be filled, says Minister of State and Cabinet Secretary Joseph Harmon. Andrew Weeks reports.
Since Guyana's Ombudsman, retired Justice Winston Moore, died September 16, 2016, that post remained vacant up to this day. On Thursday last, Cabinet Secretary Joseph Harmon was asked when the post will be filled.
Ombudsman, yes, we did say by the end of the first quarter. That has not been done. We are still in the process of identifying that person, and we believe that by the end of April, we'll be in a position to make that announcement.
The last Ombudsman, the late Justice Winston Moore had been appointed to the position in January 2014. The Ombudsman Office is an independent, impartial body providing free services in investigating complaints that haven't been resolved by any organization or public body against which the complaints is directed. The role of the Ombudsman is also to investigate complaints of cases that have been handled badly or unfairly by another agency, thereby making someone suffer as a result. But there are also a number of other public service positions that are vacant, like the chairman of the Police Complaint Authority, Justice Cesar Conard, who had been asked to step down from the post because of his age. Harmon also shed light on another position that are likely to be filled soon.
That's one of the positions that we're also looking to have filled. But there are several public service positions that have to be filled. For example, the Public Service Appellate Tribunal that has been languishing for many years under the previous administration, that we're looking at ensuring that that body is also activated. Because in the absence of that, public servants who want to challenge their dismissals and so on, they have to engage in the expensive process of going to the High Court. And in many cases, the system does not produce the kind of result that they're looking for in a very, very timely manner. So we believe that the importance of the Public Service Appellate Tribunal is also a matter which is on the front burner for us. And all of these issues we will try to have addressed very shortly.
Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. This morning, Shaka Bourne, a resident of Yarakita Northwest District, was shot dead after pointing a loaded gun at a police constable. Reports indicate that at around 7:45 this morning, a police constable responded to several reports by members of the community, including threats made against Shaka Bourne. Bourne, upon seeing the police rank approach, immediately drew an unlicensed revolver, threatening to shoot the constable. The unnamed constable then shot Bourne in the head. He was disarmed and rushed to the Mabaruma Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. His body is presently at the hospital's mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem examination. A thorough investigation into the incident has since been launched by Divisional Commander, Senior Superintendent Ravindarat Budram. During last Thursday's sitting of Parliament, former Attorney General, now Opposition MP Anil Nandalal, pulled a parliamentary stunt that was shot down by the Speaker of the House. Andrew Weeks reports.
Opposition MP Anil Nandalal wrote the Speaker calling for the adjournment of Standing Order 12-1 on a matter of public urgent importance. It was a stunt for not having the SARA bill to be passed and to put in its place the Amerindian Land Titling Bill for debate. But this is what the Speaker, Dr. Bertlin Scotland, had to say.
12.2 provides that the Speaker shall refuse to allow the claim unless he or she is satisfied that the matter is definite, urgent, and of public importance. The Speaker holds that the matter of which he received notification is definite and is clearly of public importance. The matter appears to the Speaker, however, to be lacking in urgency.
The motion Nandal also wants the House to adjourn on, that is a matter of public importance, according to the Speaker, was an event that occurred since March 2011, 2017, 4 weeks ago. And now, Nandal wants the Speaker to act on it. But the Speaker may have smelled something rotten coming with this motion. And he said,
The Honourable Member, Standing Order 28.3 allows a private member's motion to be placed on the order paper within 12 days of the date on which the notice of a motion was published on the notice paper. The fact that the matter complained of is still in existence does not render it urgent. In in the circumstances, I rule that the motion does not meet the threshold required for such a motion.
The Speaker's ruling did not go down well with the opposition member. He protested the Speaker's ruling.
Are you rising against the Speaker's ruling?
No, sir.
You are not.
I wish to be heard, though. My application has not been presented to the House. I would like at least to present it, and then Your Honor can rule.
Honourable Member Mr. Nandlal, I've heard you.
You what, sir?
I have heard you.
Yes, sir.
The motion is disallowed.
Sir, but I have not presented the motion to you, sir.
Honourable Member Mr. Nandlal.
Are you preventing me, sir, from presenting my motion?
If that is so, then so be it, Honourable Member. Please resume your seat.
At this time, everyone thought that the opposition was about to walk out of the House, but the Speaker did his homework. Did the opposition member did his?
I would suggest that you and the honourable members study standing order. That standing order to which you and I have ruled that it is out of order and I will not permit it. And there is nothing in the standing orders that allows that to be reversed. If the Speaker is so satisfied, those are the words that control everything. We've had this once before. There is quite a misunderstanding as to what is there. Your request is disallowed, and please resume your seat, Honourable Member.
I recall an occasion before, sir, that you allowed me to read the motion.
Honourable Member, I will not allow that. Please have a seat.
Sir, we are standing in accordance with standing order.
So are we going to, Honourable Member Mr. Nandlal.
That the motion stands over 4:30. I'm reading over standing order.
Honourable Member Mr. Nandlal, I am very familiar with the standing order. I have studied it before today. I would advise that you take your seat and abide by the Speaker's ruling.
According to many MPs, this was a lesson to be learnt when invoking standing orders on matters of urgent public importance, when it is lacking that said purpose. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Fabulous Styles is your time to shine for the best in plus and regular sizes for both male and female for any occasion. From elegant designers dresses to stylish costume jewelry, your choice is Fabulous Styles. Come check us out on Durban Street, 3 doors from First Assembly Church, or call us on 225-8932 or 623-7895. Fabulous Styles, a time to shine.
Look no further for the latest Easter weekend outfits. Come to Colors on Rob Street and check out our new arrivals. Just arrived is a fresh variety of Puma sneakers, Jordan Retros, Adidas Superstar, Nike Huaraches, Lacoste, and a large collection of Timberlands for kids, ladies, and gents. Colors now have in stock Nike slippers with sizes up to size 18. Get the latest in ladies' clothing, including jeans, tops, dresses, and Ocean Pacific footwear. So hurry now to Colors for the latest arrivals and Easter specials on selected items.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride taxi service. Let's go.
Bartica Regatta Committee welcomes you from April 15th to the 17th for Regatta 2017. Come see Christopher Martin and D Major at the big Saturday night concert. Sunday, 8th of Bartica's Best. Fight for the Miss Bartica Regatta 2017 crown. Monday, Powerboat Racing Finals. Pomeroon invades Bartica, led by father-son speedster Neil and Clint Gonzalez. Challenges Bartica's reigning champ Dave Scott and Jose Jordan. The 2017 Easter Regatta Festival, April 15th to the 17th. Sponsored by the Guyana Tourism Authority, Bank Salt Service Station, Ansimacol, ROI Resort El Dorado Trading, and PK International.
It's the Easter season and Benjamin's Bakery has lots to give you, our loyal customers. Benjamin, this Ash Thursday, give you fresh cross buns hot from our ovens just in time for the Easter holiday. Savor the moment. Not only our cross buns will be ready, but your bread and all your favorite pastries too. So remember, get your hot cross buns from Benjamin's Bakery in Buxton on the east coast of Demerara. Check out our vendors located across the region. You can't miss us. Our logo and freshness from our bakery says it all. Make your cross buns order today. Call us on 612-2033, 625-4030. It's Benjamin's Bakery. We are second to none.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in Venezuela, President Nicolas Maduro and his anti-democratic regime have created a dire political crisis in Venezuela. AEI visiting fellow Roger Noriega explains how the United States and the international community are responding.
Right here in our hemisphere, there's a very dramatic confrontation playing out in the streets of Caracas, Venezuela, where the people there are standing up to a narco-dictatorship that has denied their basic rights, failed to respect elections. Also what's happening is that the inter-American community is standing up after about 10 years of ignoring this problem and marshaling a response, saying that the regime there is accountable to its international commitments to respect the separation of powers and democratic order and to respect human rights. And they've called for elections to bring about a democratic transition in that country. The United States is standing with the inter-American community, playing a supportive role by bringing sanctions against individuals at the very top of that government, the Vice President of Venezuela, as a matter of fact, for engaging in narco-trafficking and money laundering and violating our laws. Finally, the Venezuelan people feel that they're not isolated, that the United States and their neighbors are standing with them as they call for the restoration of democratic order in that country.
And internationally, less than 2 years since the Conservatives won the last general election, the Prime Minister, Theresa May, is calling for the country to head to the polls again. Theresa May made the announcement this morning saying it's the only way to make Brexit a success. 5 News reports.
Barely an hour's notice for a surprise statement in Downing Street. It had to be a significant announcement, and it was.
I have just chaired a meeting of the Cabinet where we agreed that the government should call a general election to be held on the 8th of June. I want to explain the reasons for that decision, what will happen next, and the choice facing the British people when you come to vote in this election. At this moment of enormous national significance, there should be unity here in Westminster, but instead there is division. The country is coming together, but Westminster is not.
She said the other political parties were jeopardising Brexit.
If we do not hold a general election now, their political game playing will continue, and the negotiations with the European Union will reach their most difficult stage in the run-up to the next scheduled election. Division in Westminster will risk our ability to make a success of Brexit, and it will cause damaging uncertainty and instability to the country. So we need a general election, and we need one now, because we have at this moment a one-off chance to get this done while the European Union agrees its negotiating position and before the detailed talks begin.
And she said voters should think about the leadership of the country.
It will be a choice between strong and stable leadership in the national interest, with me as your Prime Minister, or weak and unstable coalition government led by Jeremy Corbyn, propped up by the Liberal Democrats who want to reopen the divisions of the referendum, and Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP. Every vote for the Conservatives will make it harder for opposition politicians who want to stop me from getting the job done.
She had always said there wouldn't be an early election.
I don't think there's a need for an election. I think the next election would be in 2020.
But now she claims she changed her mind over Easter.
Home Secretary, can the Conservatives beat Labour?
Cabinet members are leaving after being briefed this morning by Theresa May on her decision to call that snap general election. She is proving to be more of a gambler than we imagined. Due to a change in the rules, Parliament must now vote by 2/3 to allow an early election, so the opposition has to agree. Today, the Labour leader said he would.
I welcome the opportunity for us to put the case to the people of Britain, to stand up against this government and its failed economic agenda, which has left our NHS in problems, which has left our schools underfunded, which has left so many people uncertain. We want to put a case out there for the people of Britain of a society that cares for all, an economy that works for all, and a Brexit that works for all. And I want to lead a government that will transform this country, give real hope to everybody, and above all, bring about a principle of justice for everybody and economic opportunities for everybody.
The SNP believe this election is all the more reason for Scotland to go its own way.
It's very clear from her statement that this is all about crushing opposition. It's not about the interests of the country. This is the same Prime Minister who for the last few weeks has been saying in the context of a possible independence referendum that now's not the time because she has to focus on Brexit. Now that's all changed and she is seizing an opportunity to get rid of all opposition, to strengthen her grip and to give herself a free hand to move the country in an ever rightward direction. I don't think that's in Scotland's interest.
The Liberal Democrat leader was already out today campaigning on local elections before today's announcement. He hopes his party's distinctive pro-European message will cut through in a Brexit-focused general election.
This is an election that gives Britain the chance to change the direction the Conservatives are taking us in. An opportunity to vote against a hard Brexit that I believe the majority of the people join with me in being opposed to keep us in the single market, and to make sure that Britain has a strong and decent opposition, something that under Labour currently they don't have and they'll only have with the Liberal Democrats.
UKIP could certainly take part of the credit for the referendum result less than a year ago. But where does that leave them now? Does the party have a purpose?
We will be the conscience of this negotiating team. The fact is that this has been obscured by this strange kind of phony war we've had for about 8 months now. People talking about hard Brexits and soft Brexits and all the rest of it. Fact is that people voted quite simply for control of our borders, the return of our sovereignty, return of our fisheries. We can make our own trade deals, all of this sort of thing. Terribly, terribly important. And we are the party that have been absolutely true to that.
She has thrown down the challenge. The country must now decide who will walk through that door in June as Prime Minister.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and safetvguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed day.